What's good, y'all? Collegiate Football Legion, where we talk everything college football, especially HBCU football. But today is not about HBCU football. Today, we got breaking news, not so breaking if you've been keeping up recently. Arizona State is now under investigation by the NCAA for potential recruiting violations, allegedly. All right, so we're going to get into that. We're going to talk about it. So, according to Doug Holler, and Bruce Feldman of The Athletic, they were hosting prospects during the COVID-19 dead period, amongst other recruiting violations. All right, ASU has confirmed, they have confirmed, to the investigation. They have confirmed that they are being investigated by the NCAA, but they are not clear on why they're being investigated. They gave no reason as to why they're being investigated. They were very vague on it, as you expect them to be, because who's going to come out and admit it? First of all, let me say this. We all know colleges break recruiting rules. We all know they're paying kids under the table. They're breaking all kinds of rules all the time. We know this. And let's not act like every school is innocent, okay? But you got caught, so now we got to talk about it. Now you get to be in the spotlight for being shamed by everyone. It's unfortunate because we know everybody does it, but y'all just got caught, okay? And reading, as I'm going to speak more on this, they kind of deserve it because they didn't really put much effort into hiding it anyway. Where was I at? Okay, so the Athletic Compliance Office has started asking questions to the coaches. They have gotten involved because, the investigation has already taken place. Now the Compliance Office is going to do their part. They're going to go around, they're going to ask the coaches everything, grill them a little bit, kind of see what they can get, see if anything could happen, potentially. But with the alleged evidence that the NCAA already has, it is not looking good for Arizona State at all, okay? According to Pete Thamel of Yahoo Sports, multiple sources have stated that 30 players visited over the span of a few months. 30 players during the dead period, okay? COVID was on the rise back then. That's very dangerous for 30 players to be just coming all through willy-nilly. It's a reason why they put these things in place. COVID is a real thing. Some coaches just don't get that. I don't understand, man. Like, you could have just chilled. Okay, I doubt those visits made a difference anyway. All right. And they say it's a practice that was so common amongst coaches. Like I said, every coach does it, but they got caught. It's a practice so common for Arizona State especially that they would bump into recruits and the families of those recruits in back staircases routinely. Routinely, they would bump into them in the back staircase routinely and take them on full facility tours. Like, I'm talking about lay out the whole thing. And the crazy thing about it is, some of these tours would take place at 9 or 10 p.m. at night. That's very suspicious. Very, very suspicious. But at least, if they would have stayed doing that, they probably wouldn't have gotten caught because, as I'm about to show you here, the NCAA has screenshots. Not only screenshots, they have receipts, they have pictures, they have emails, and potential recruiting violations by Arizona State. This is not looking good for them, okay? First of all, the screenshots and pictures and emails, that's already a wrap. There's no way you can dispute that at all. They have you. They caught you in 4K. You're caught, Now, it is not confirmed how involved Herm Edwards was with this, okay? But we do know, allegedly, that he has met some recruits during this whole thing. But who is the mastermind and who is the ringleader of this whole operation is Herm Edwards, lead assistant and recruiting coordinator. He's the one who's been orchestrating this whole thing, meeting them on the back staircases and everything like that, and giving these kids the whole tour. It damn near can count as an official visit. It's really an official visit, which during the dead period, not allowed. Okay. According to a staff member, now listen to this. According to a staff member, okay, anonymous, of course. A 12-person van was parked in one of the parking spots by the coaches filled with recruits. a 12-person van. It would be so many people. It was so many people on that one particular weekend that they had to get a 12-person van. Mind you, this does not count their friends who would also say was there, and their family members. That most likely was just filled with recruits. That is dangerous. That is dangerous. Okay, you can't just pack people up and strangers at that, because they're not family members. Not all of them anyway. So you can't pack them up in a 12-person van during COVID, whether you have masks on or not. That is way too close. All right, y'all are not following any sort of protocol at this point. Very irresponsible by Arizona State, but I'm not gonna judge. All right, the visits would span for months. Some in October during the UCLA game. All the way through to the spring game. From the UCLA game to the spring game, they were doing these visits, these official visits, allegedly. Oh my God. And the staff member also said it really wasn't a secret amongst the staff. It wasn't a secret amongst the coaches. It wasn't a secret amongst the staff, which is why I say they deserve it. They did not try to keep this a secret at all amongst the school, amongst the staff. What is wrong with y'all? If y'all gonna do it right. I see why y'all got caught. All right, and he said that these were basically official visits. It was the whole definition of official visit. They spared no expense in showing them anything. They saw the facilities. They would see the stadium. They would see everything. Everything that a regular recruit would go and see on an official visit that's legal during the time that it is allowed to happen, they saw illegally, allegedly. It's not clear how involved Herm Edwards was in this whole thing, although he's the head coach. There's no way you didn't know. I don't know how long it's going to take the NCAA to come to a conclusion on this, because this story is still developing. It's still very early. All the details haven't come out yet on what they have, but it's not looking good for Arizona State right now. It's not looking good, and I really can't say I feel bad for them at all, because the way you just went about it was so irresponsible. And I don't even mind the fact that they did this behind the back of the NCAA, because every school does it, okay? And if you think your school don't do it, you are a fool, okay? Alabama, Clemson, Ohio State, they all do it. I'm sorry to tell you, they have broken rules. Even if it's not that specific rule, they have broken rules at some point in time and gotten away with it. It just happens. But for you to be so blatant about it, if you're gonna have these visits, fine, but you don't lump them all together, because now you're just being greedy. Don't lump them all together like that, okay? COVID is still a thing. It is still real. People have been affected by this. You should have been more careful. Honestly, I don't know what's gonna happen. I hope that the NCAA doesn't come down too hard on them. But it looks like some scholarships are going to be reduced. I don't know. I really don't know the spectrum of discipline that the NCAA goes under. Would it be a bowl absence? I doubt it. Will it be a slap on the wrist? I'm just not sure. One thing I can say is that this is definitely a real thing. Do I believe it happened? Of course I do. Just hopefully they don't get hit too hard. They don't get hit too hard with the scholarships. I think you should punish them enough, let them learn the lesson. Okay, punish them enough to learn the lesson, and then if they do it again, then you go full force. But they tried it, it just didn't work out. You normally see this with smaller schools anyway. It's getting harder and harder every year to compete with the Ohio States, the Alabamas, the Oregons of the world. and you're trying so hard to stay up, because the only way to win is to recruit, and the only way to get the blue chip recruits is to have the facilities and all of these nice things. Sometimes it just gets hard. It just gets hard. So you feel like you have to bend the rules a little bit to get ahead, but you can't do it this way. So let me know what you guys think about this whole thing down below. Do you believe that Herm Edwards was involved a lot or a little bit? Do you believe that this even happened, or is this just being blown all out of proportion? Or do you not even care because you think it's not a big deal? Let me know down below in the comments, all right? Because I appreciate the interaction. Just please keep it respectful. Okay, that's all I ask. But if you disagree, it's cool. I love it. We can talk about it. Anyways, man, if you made it to the end of the video, thank y'all for watching. Again, this is Collegiate Football Legion signing out. Thank you.